simple question like national education policy for the first time gives due importance to learning needs of preschool students too. And how will it have an impact on the ground? And how is your institute aligning itself with the new education policy?
So first of all, NEP is a very, very welcome addition to the early years, early child care industry. Previously, this industry was pretty unregulated. Lot of mom and pop stores, lot of fly-by-night stores that or schools that would start and would cater to children, but there were no regulations and therefore there were no preset guidelines that any of these schools had to follow. There were no standards in terms of hygiene or safety or curriculum or any of this. So in that sense, getting that regulation into the industry is extremely important. And I think we are all, most of the well-reputed, high-quality players, we are all really welcoming this move. NEP itself has a lot of guidelines under NCF, which is basically focusing on literacy as well as numeracy. And both of those are skills that are very important at Kido. Part of our curriculum, apart from looking at literacy and looking at making sure that kids learn more than one language at early years, we also look at quantitative skills, we look at STEM. So we have a fully comprehensive curriculum. And so for us, looking at this NEP and NCF and trying to figure out, what are the gaps, we realize that in terms of our curriculum, there aren't that many gaps at all, because we are already touching on all of these really crucial skill sets that a child needs at that age.
Okay, that's great, ma'am. Ma'am, the present era is the era of innovation. Everyone is trying to make some innovative approaches or steps for more outcome, for more productivity. So let me ask you, what are the learning interventions at your school that are benefiting students of this age?
Sure, I can talk about that. So our curriculum is one of the most innovative curriculums currently being presented in India. Why is that? We are very focused on making sure that we stay in touch with the latest pedagogies that are out there in the market. Any new development in terms of any research that is being done as to how children learn, what are the best methodologies for children to learn, we keep in touch with that. Currently, our curriculum borrows best practices from across 30 different pedagogies, including Montessori, Reggio, and Waldorf methodology. All of those, we basically take all the best practices and we implement it. 2-3 things that are very important in our curriculum. One is that we look at customizing our curriculum to the learning preferences of a child. Now, children have multiple intelligences. They learn in different ways. Some children are more, word intelligence based. Some children are music intelligence based. And our teachers are trained and skilled at understanding what drives a child and presenting the curriculum in a way that makes sure that they are learning. Our children get focused one-on-one time with the teachers so that the teachers understand where the gaps are. So to that extent, it's very customized. Secondly, we also make sure that there are project days and there are explorer days which allow the children to learn by doing. That increases their confidence levels a whole lot. And lastly, we make sure that the learning is child-led as well as teacher-led, so the child's curiosity, the natural curiosity that the child has, is encouraged, so that they sort of develop a love for learning that sort of keeps them in good stead all through their learning life. So those are the things that we are very focused on.
It seems interesting, ma'am, very interesting. And one more question I would like to ask you, ma'am. You are an educator, you are a guide, and so I want to know what would be your advice to fellow educators, so in a way they can do more better.
Well, I definitely, most of the people in the industry have a lot more experience than I personally have, and my advice is really based on what I have seen working really well at our institute. What we've realized is keeping the child and the child's parents in the center of your focus helps you to make sure that what is really important for the child gets delivered, and parents are treated as partners in the journey. Too many times, schools and educators just sort of think of parents as a means to pay the fees, and then they are not really bothered about whether the parents are understanding. But the parent can be a partner in the journey. So if you're trying to teach something to the child, some independence to the child, or something that you want the child to work on, the parent can, if they understand what you're trying to do, they can then carry that forward into the home as well. And that helps to sort of have a partnership between the school as well as the parent to sort of make sure that the child is the center and is learning really well. So that's my advice to other educators.
In all your policies, the child should be centered.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And parents and teachers should partner together.
Partner together. Thank you so much, ma'am, for speaking with us. It's a great experience.
Thank you very much.